welcome back, everybody. Last session, you all began at the small trading village of Callinghorns and made out from there after dealing with some trolls to the hunting village or hunting encampment of Noanar's Hold to deliver Oathvir's saddles. When you all arrived at the hunting lodge, it quickly became evident that there was some strange things happening around. People were hesitant to come out of their homes. Even as the sun was just setting, they were very wary of walking the streets at night. Made it very clear that there was something odd happening. The reasons were quickly uncovered after spending some time in the local tavern. Spending some time there, you were able to learn a few things. The people in the tavern seemed completely happy and completely safe for the most part. There was some individuals there that knew what was going on, but not everyone was very willing to talk about it, with the exception of just one guy. And he seemed to be speaking of the Hunt Lords as the lords of the land. And the strangeness all kind of came to a peak when you all saw a familiar face riding into town, or walking into town. Kella Darkhope, the Zentarum agent who you all last encountered at Nightstone quite some time ago, had come into the town and was speaking in a way that made you all assume that she had intended to ambush you all on the road. Luckily, a detour kept you from falling into that ambush. But as the night went on, and you were looking up and seeing these strange shapes flying around through the sky, looked like riders on horseback, but strange. You could see through different parts of their war horses that they rode, and of course they were flying. And they quickly descended upon Kella Darkhope and her group, and upon seeing them as warriors, proceeded to slaughter them all. Kella did manage to escape this onslaught and make her way into the tavern, the undead creature that was stalking her stopping at the door and seemingly either unable or simply unwilling to enter into the tavern. You all questioned Kella at length. She didn't know too much about what was going on. All that she knew is that she had been assigned to track you all down and take from you any giant technology that you had uncovered. Obviously unable to do that after her retinue was dead and she was captured and bound. You left her, I believe you all left her in the possession of the inn, tied up and with some of the townsfolk. But
I think she's with us.
is she with you?
I think we dragged her with the snake.
All right, we'll get to that in just a moment. But the following morning, you all did head over to the keep of Noanar's Hold. Heading up the mountainside, or into the forests rather, you did eventually find that keep, and were greeted at the door by the manservant of the group that was meant to receive these saddles. It was quickly learned by you all that the recipients of these saddles were the very same undead riders that you saw the previous night. So these saddles intended for these undead hunters. Took them all to the keep, and when you were led inside, you found your way over to these hunters, much to the astonishment of their groundskeeper, who was trying to keep you all away. But you did eventually find yourself in front of all these individuals. Several undead creatures sitting around a dinner table, chatting with one another, laughing about their exploits, and piles of bones strewn about on the corners and edges of the room. You regaled them with tales of your heroics and your great deeds, and after hearing this, they decided that you all would make the greatest hunt that they have yet embarked on. So that is where we pick up today. They just stood and announced that you all would be their next hunt. And we're back here. Okay. So the one of the first hunt lords stands and says, "It's settled then. You all shall be our greatest hunt yet." Now,
Do
go ahead.
not be confused. Just because we're good in a fight doesn't mean we're a good hunt. And we wouldn't want to fight you anyway.
Oh, but you see, we have very, very little else to do than search out and do battle with those worthy of our time and our efforts.
That sounds really sad. You guys should like pick up a hobby.
One of them kind of leans on the table and says, "This is our hobby."
I mean, like pick up knitting. I mean, your life sounds really sad.
One of them stands and says, "Knitting?
Therapy.
That's boring." He draws his sword and says, "Combat! Battle! Mortal engagement of life and death! That is where the fight, that is where the action is, that is where the excitement is."
Do you have any idea how sharp knitting needles are?
Yeah, it's like a combat with your hands,
For real.
with each other. You could do like competitive knitting, where like you try to knit faster than the other person.
One of them lifts his hands up and they're just like all bone with bits of flesh sloughing off of them. He says, "These are not the hands of one who knits." This is one of the five that hasn't really spoken much. "These are the hands of murder." Another one looks over to him. "Don't mind Steve, he's melodramatic."
I like Steve.
I like these guys. Do we have to kill him?
Depends.
The one who was speaking initially says, "Enough! The hunt will begin soon. So, shall you
What does
take
this
to the
room look
woods?" One more time.
What does the room look like?
It
Are there-
is.
Are there doors behind them? How high is
It
the ceiling?
is the ceiling itself. It is a vaulted ceiling. It's about 20 feet up. The room is a very, very bare bones dining hall. There's no silverware or anything on the tables. The chairs are very old and most of them falling apart. Not much for decoration. There is a door here behind you all, but then there's the broken wall that you all kind of came around and into, the entrance that you all used. Other
Can
than
you
that,
put on the map the door and the broken wall?
sure. The door is right there.
Door. Oh, that was not visible to me.
And then the broken wall is the entrance that you all used right here.
Okay.
Are they eating anything right now, or were
They are
eating?
not. They were all just kind of standing around the table.
Ah.
They're sitting around the
There
table
was-
laughing.
A pile of bones with saddles on them?
hmm
Where are those?
All over the place. There is one here.
Okay.
There's one here, 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 and here.
Thank you.
So,
Smack.
I can see that some of you are itching for a fight. The one who's been doing most of the speaking. "We could simply do battle here. Test our skill against one another. Excuse me, please don't step on Lady Bones there." Pointing at you, Dandy. You're like standing in a pile of bones.
Oh, I thought we were walking on bones. I thought all of this was bones.
No, they're heaped in piles in the corners and along the
So-
walls.
So we're gonna duel it up?
So we can duel here, or you can all take to the forest. Spend an hour or two preparing yourselves, setting traps
don't
as
care.
cunning prey would. Of course, we
Yeah,
would have
I
the
know.
advantage of our. Please get off of Lady Bones. You're stepping on her femur.
Wait, who's
Thank
stepping on who?
I,
Oh.
In the
As
name of
much-
Moradin, I condemn and confine you to oblivion. Turn undead.
Ah!
wait!
Treachery!
Wait.
No! Damn it!
Why?
Now I'll definitely have to web them.
I was gonna do something. 3. Oh,
You
well.
were too slow.
I was trying to find a time to say it, but I kept getting interrupted, so I was like, damn it.
Turn undead.
You could say it as they flee.
All right.
Oh,
So
yeah,
wisdom
yeah.
saves, right?
Wisdom saves.
DC?
And if those piles of bone, DC 14.
Yeah. All right. So let me go ahead and
And if those piles of bones are their horses, and if they're
Oh,
if they're DCR less than a half, they're destroyed.
they are half.
They're destroyed.
Okay, they might take that a little personally.
oh no. Wait, they just all the horses
All the
instantly
horses.
die?
Yeah, if they fail the wisdom save, which horses are very likely to do. This just went from a gentlemanly challenge to something a little different.
Be real though, they didn't want it. They wouldn't have started it.
They didn't
I
want
was-
the smoke
I was
anyway.
I was gonna offer
Go
something
outside
different.
let them flying around.
I was gonna
Fly into the
challenge
embrace of
you.
Moradin.
What's the DC for Turn Undead?
14.
14. Okay.
What were you gonna do, Charles? I'm sorry.
I was gonna challenge them to be the ones hunted for once and say, I'd like to see if you can get away from me.
No,
Aw.
not that fast. Why would you?
You could still say that now.
You know, we all
No,
don't
I
have
know.
mounts, guys. We got to remember each other's strengths and weaknesses, especially Horace.
It's okay, buddy. I'll carry. You can piggyback ride anytime.
Okay, so since there's no damage, I'm just gonna go ahead and drop a red dot on anyone that fails. Here we go. Oh, I don't like the way this is gonna go. Oh, oh,
Oh, good stuff. Huh?
oh! It would be
Guys-
so funny if it's Lady Bones.
It's
What?
Lady
No,
Bone.
no, no, no. That's not right. Something went wrong.
I was about to
Okay.
say they all failed. It seems.
We win.
I was gonna say
Well,
Lady Bone split up.
They
Lady
just
Yeah.
anyone that's cowering, don't attack them. Once they're attacked, they can attack back. So just pick off the ones that
I don't
divide and conquer.
Whatever
Oh,
you
what?
say, Horace.
Hey, why are horses dying?
Because
They're-
they're,
Because
they're
Horace.
being destroyed by the force of God.
Which god is that?
Moradin.
Wait, they automatically die?
Yeah, there's CR one half or
Rating,
less.
half or less.
Yeah, destroy undead.
Damn.
Clerics, man.
I mean,
I don't think
undead,
they're gonna view
it's
this as
kinda-
very honorable.
Okay. So, which ones are turned? One of
Still
them,
want
oh,
me to
one
get
of the
off
one of the
Lady
war
Bones?
horses succeeded. Is what happened.
Oh, which one?
This one,
Oh, not Lady.
not Lady Bones.
What's this?
All
one?
right. So they all get up and begin marching past you. They're glaring daggers at Horace. And the one that was doing most of the speaking reaches out back towards him as he marches past you. Lady Bones!
Wait, don't they have to run away
They do.
directly? As soon as like.
They have to leave. They have to.
They can't advance towards me.
Okay, so
Yeah,
they
I
have
was
to
gonna
just
say
basically turn and walk into a corner.
They have to
Yeah,
walk
it's
into a corner.
it's fear. Yeah.
Should I restrain them?
You should pick one, attack, everyone attack it, and when that one's down, you move on to the next.
What is the stipulation of turn
If
A minute.
Like, is it like if we had? No, is it if we do damage to them?
If you do damage to them, they can they're free.
Okay, but I could do. Yeah, so I'll restrain them then. I'll cast web.
Uh,
Do you want to do something else? I'm sorry, Charles.
I'm just trying to think if that's... Okay, yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, web doesn't do damage. It'll just give us advantage and restrain all of them just in case.
Can
well,
Dandy mount the horse that's still okay?
You can certainly try. It's the only one that's not turned, and it just saw all of its horse buddies get disintegrated, so it's probably not exactly in a good mood right now.
How smart do you think horses are? Unless there's a plastic bag floating in front of it, it's fine.
I stand corrected. It has a literal fucking 2 intelligence. I thought horses were smarter than that.
You've never. Ooh,
Listen,
no.
horses are only scared of 2 things: what's there and what's not. So
Oh, should I?
Okay, so they are all turned, and they are all just standing in the corner, facing the wall, and one of them every now and then turns his fist around and shakes it at you. It's like, vengeance! Vengeance, cowards!
Hey, we
fine.
Should we
only
roll initiative?
have.
I feel like we
He's
should roll
gonna
in.
be really upset with you.
Please don't let a minute go by. Please kill them while they're turned.
Well, are we waiting for initiative? Okay, there it
Oh,
is.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all.
what I was waiting on.
Yeah.
Damn it, Dandy. A 2.
Fucking cat.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so Dandy, it's going to be an animal handling check at disadvantage because it is undead and bound to one of these riders, but as it has an intelligence of 2, I would have expected like a 4 or like at least like dog intelligence.
Dogs are a man's best friend. Horse is
8.
subservient.
Because if I can't mount it, I'm going to punch it in the face.
Did you get an 8 or a 19?
I got an 8 because it's at disadvantage because it's dead.
Yeah, it starts bucking immediately once you approach it.
Alright, I'm going to have to punch it in the face once my turn.
Okay. And now, of all the times, I have just been having this horrible luck of initiative rolls with my monsters and my creatures lately. And today, of all the days, they all roll super high.
Oh, we all rolled really.
Yeah, everyone
well.
rolled super high. Get the warhorse in there.
Except
Except
Dandy.
for E.
Fortunately, their turn though.
Okay. But Tony, you are up first.
Woo. Okay. Okay. Shit. I'm trying to think about this. Oh gods. Okay, the music just kicked in for me. That scared me.
Pick one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess how does checking how web works again? At a point of your choice within range. Okay. So. Oh, okay. So it's a. I guess it would be. Yeah, it would be 10 feet out, and then. Okay, so if it says a 20-foot cube starting from a point, so I'm assuming it means like it would cover this much, and then also like this, I guess. But right? Is that what 20-foot cube means?
So you want to center the cube here. It doesn't specify that it needs all the space to occupy, so yeah, you can center it there.
Okay, yeah. If it's centered there, then it would just cover these, and so we could hit this guy pretty easily. So yeah, I already clicked it. I can send it again. There we go. Yeah, I cast web. So they all
What
have to make
condition
six.
does turn undead apply to them? Is it incapacitated? Feared?
I thought it was fear.
That's a.
I just need to know for deck saves, all that good stuff.
So if they have a turn, they can take a. If. Is that on?
Yeah.
Where's?
They can't take reactions. They can only use the action to dash.
Okay.
Or try to escape from the effect that is preventing it from moving.
Okay. So they all get to make
there's something else. If there is nowhere to go, if they're trapped in a corner, they can take a dodge action. Where is turn undead on my sheet? Horace.
You disintegrated Lady Bones. I just named her.
That's what you get
Did
for
you make-
naming her.
I know,
Did
right?
you make it up on the fly?
I did.
Dang, poor Lady Bone.
Oh.
Lady Bones.
Mares are the worst, so.
Okay.
Awesome.
So here comes their deck save against web.
If there's nowhere to move, they can use a dodge action. Turned, The turn creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away as you as it can. It can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also has to take. It also can't take reactions.
If Horus
Only
keeps
gets
just
dash.
if Horus just keeps moving up and down, I guess they wouldn't take dodges. He just keeps moving, so they can't dodge.
Okay, dex save throw. It's restrained, right?
Yeah, Dex against just being restrained.
And I don't see Channel Divinity as taking concentration.
No, it does not. A couple of them saved that. Okay.
So, how many failed?
3. The ones with those nets on them.
Oh, okay. I just can't see them.
Oh,
all.
yeah.
They're blocked by the pillars.
Here, I can
Okay.
just.
And we have a signifier for web.
Oh, yep, we do.
Oh, by the way, so when I cast web, what happened was, a couple dozen rats jumped out of his bag and just started racing towards them with like a really big like, with spiders on their back, and they just ran across the walls, and the spiders jumped everywhere, and let the web out. Yeah. Despite having a heavy bonus action, that's all I can do.
Okay, Brevin, you're
I'm
up.
gonna back.
I guess I'll pick this closest one with the web effect on him. And it's time to start firing. Does a 16 hit?
I believe so.
I don't have Hex going, so that'll be
does.
4. That'd be 8.
Okay.
8 damage on that one, and I'll take a second shot. So 15 total damage between the two of them.
Okay.
Oh, I realized the web effect starts on their turns, so I guess we'll just say the rolls that they make. They
Okay.
made that during
Sounds
their
good.
turn.
Okay. So, anything else from Brevin?
I think that's it for the time being.
Sorry, Brevin, which one did you say you were shooting at? Was it this one?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, got it. Okay, the white back in the corner is Steve, and he's like, figures. I was looking forward to a fight. And all he's going to do is stand there and dodge. Okay, Charles, you're up.
Alright. Let's see here. We will.
Aim for the one behind the pillar, cause I'm
Which
aiming at that one right there. So one who I hit with was, yeah.
Alright, I'll go ahead and throw my hex down on him. And then we're going to attack him.
With Hex, it'll make it even harder to break the restraint as well.
Yep. Disadvantage on strength checks. And
Make sure to not throw fire at it, by the way.
that one's not restrained, right?
Not restrained. The one that is currently out of the turn undead effect is not restrained.
Okay.
13.
So, wait, I didn't actually roll
Right,
damage. That's just damage roll. There's no actual roll on that.
Okay, I was like, what's happening? Okay. Okay, so Hex.
Here we go.
There we go. 10 is not going to hit.
That's it.
13 minus 3.
Oh, yeah. It's I always get like confused by it for a second. Alright. Luna's going to move up to here, and they're going to attack him.
Attack rolls against creature have advantage. So 16 does hit. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, my bad. That one is not restrained. My fault.
Yeah, that one's not restrained, unfortunately.
11 is not going to do it.
Is it for me?
Brings us back towards one of the other whites. Like, and he's just gonna kind of turn towards you while cowering in the corner and take the dodge action. He's like, "Fight fair!" Horus?
Okay. Is this thing on?
You're good.
Lost my. Okay, I'm going to take a dodge action, and I'm going to move up here. So if he decides to attack someone or try and get free, he's going to be locked in.
Okay.
Okay. That's it.
Okay.
I've lost. There I am.
So the one that acts next is the one that's been doing most of the talking, and he is going to be like, "The element of surprise, good show, good show. Seems we have met our match after all." And he's going to take dodge action, because that's all I can fucking do.
I made an oops. I only made one attack roll and I have two.
Okay, go ahead. Make another one. That hits.
That's much better.
Damn. Pretty low damage. Alright.
Okay. Brings us to the white that can move. And he is going to turn towards Horus and be like, "A fight at last!" And he is going to reach out a hand. And Horus, you can see this black necrotic energy kind of snaking away from his fingertips as he reaches out towards you.
Does he have to hit my AC?
He does. And unfortunately, even though he rolled very high, 19 is not good enough.
Did he? Oh, so does Horus have half cover because of the pillar?
Oh, I didn't even see the pillar there. I would assume he would, which would get his AC all the way up to 25, but 19 is still not good enough.
Yeah.
So the web's
I'm
difficult
dodging.
terrain if the white wants to move in it.
It is slowed? Can we get a web up
Yeah,
there?
I just scrolled up to it. So you conjure a mass of thick, sticky webbing at a point of your choice within range. The web fills a 20-foot cone, a 20-foot cube from that point for the duration.
Oh,
Webs
sorry,
are
I can
difficult
find
terrain
it
and
again.
lightly obscure their area. They aren't anchored between two solid masses or later across the floor or wall, yada yada. That isn't irrelevant. Okay, so it is
What are you
difficult
looking
terrain.
for?
I'm just trying to see how his movement works inside of it.
Oh yeah.
So just difficult terrain. So yeah. So he is going to move towards right there. And that'll be his turn. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. He did his necrotic grasp attack, and now he gets 2 longsword attacks. 19 and 20. He's rolling high, but not high enough for Horus. All right.
Uh-oh.
That's what I do.
Brings us to this one back here. It's like, "The greatest fight of our lives, and I can do naught but stand." He kind of just lowers his head and also takes the dodge action. Actually, he can move a little bit farther away from Horus. Yeah.
He can't move.
He can't move willingly to a spot within 30 feet of Horus, so he is literally stuck. Okay.
Yeah, he's also restrained.
Okay. Andy, this horse is going to try to hoof you in the face.
Bring it.
It has been brought in with a 21 to hit.
Oh man, yeah.
9 bludgeoning.
Do I cut that in half or not?
Are you raging already?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay.
So 9. Okay, 50. I want to headbutt it back.
All right. Wyatt, you're up.
White's sad. We
Sad.
could have done this more honorably.
You entered the web.
Oh, that's fine.
You have to make a dex save.
You failed the
Okay,
dex
you
save.
were restrained.
Perfect.
The one in front of you, Wyatt, turns towards you and is like,
Just a
"Ah, I
minute
see,
on that.
evening the odds. Good show, good show."
How do you get a condition to show up again? I want to do restraint.
Exclamation point, condition, space, and then the name of the condition. You gotta be careful with the spelling, because if you spell it wrong, we all get to see the misspell. No pressure.
It's not even showing up for me. I can't see it.
Ugh.
Ugh.
What condition are you trying to throw it?
Restrained. Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah, I just wanted to see that. So, yep.
Okay. Anything else from Wyatt?
Nope.
Does grapple give restrained?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Brevin, behind you, you hear the gruff old man say, "Oh, doing battle in the Great Hall once again, are you, masters?" And they turn back. Says, "Yes, we are. Thank you. You may return to your duties, sir." And
So this is just a thing they do then.
These bones have to come from somewhere, I suppose.
says, "Indeed, Amrith. Indeed. No need to prepare our horses. They have most dastardly destroyed our animals." And then one of them says from the back, Lady Bones has put dust in the wind." And from behind you, Amrath, "Very well, masters, very well. I shall make preparations for your next ride." And he just takes off. What is E going to do?
E? 5, 10. He thinks that Dandy needs help, so he's going to perform the help action on whatever she does to this horse. He believes that she is trying to secure him a mount fitting of his stature.
Ah! Okay. Back around to Latoni.
Woo! Okay, yeah, he's gonna run up here, then run down here, and go right here. He's gonna sidestep Horus, and then just start stabbing this guy. 21 to hit.
21 hits.
9 magical piercing. 27 to hit.
Yeah.
With 8 magical piercing, that he's gonna swing out his dagger. Then 25 to hit with 6 magical piercing.
Okay.
And with that last hit, he will have his rats pull him back 5 feet, and then he'll move back. And that's his turn.
Okay. Would the white get an opportunity on you?
I'll share the ability. The rats can
please.
like pull me back. They can pull me back 5 feet, and it just doesn't do that.
Nice.
Here we go. That was the wrong one. Wait, 1 sec. Sorry.
Okay. Totally believe you. I'm just curious.
Yep. Nope. That's magic. Oh my god.
It says moved by the swarm 5 feet horizontally in a
Oh, it is
direction
this
of your
one. It is
choice.
this one. My bad. Yep, at the end. Yep, I can add 1d6. I can push it, or I can be moved by. At the very end, it says moved by 5 feet horizontally in any direction of my choice.
Okay. Brevin.
Well, Brevin figures that he's just going to keep on firing until this thing's down. Well, he is probably going to cast a single spell. No, I can't, sweetie. I'm going to cast Hex on the one that I've been targeting, though, first.
Okay. Sounds good.
And, then he's going to fire a pair of Eldritch Blast at him.
Can you hear them?
Yeah, Neil.
14 hits.
Okay, so 10 damage, and we'll do another shot. I'm assuming a 12 doesn't.
12 does not.
Okay.
Steve's turn. He just stands there staring at the wall. Comrades, I am bored. Charles.
so sad.
Hold up, we'll get to you.
They die bored. Like
Death from boredom.
turn undead lasts for a minute, right?
1 minute, 10 rounds.
Luna, distract him while I take him out. Advantage.
Please take anything.
Damn, that's.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I'll just sit tight, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything this combat apparently. Well, okay,
What
we'll
about
hire
your
this
dog?
They gave me the help action.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh.
done.
My internet off.
Okay. That white is also just going to take the dodge action.
Oh, at the
Horus?
start of it, at the start of its turn. Wait, which one was it?
This one here, the one that's not restrained.
Yeah, at the start of its turn, it has to make a saving throw.
It fails.
It took. Okay. Yeah. Since it took the dodge action last turn, it has advantage.
It fails.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's restrained then.
Horus.
Good, you didn't hear anything. Okay, I'm gonna toll the dead on the one in front of me. Has he been taking necrotic damage from the Eldritch blasts?
Those of them are currently force damage.
Oh, okay.
Right. Any hex damage would that also be force, or is the hex damage necrotic? Because that is a good
Yeah.
point. I did not ask that, and this one would not. Actually, never mind. He's simply resistant to it, so he would be taking the damage, just less of it.
Okay.
So, DC 14 Wisdom save.
He succeeds on that one.
Yep. Okay, no damage. And let's move to here. Where's the web?
The web.
The web here.
Let me get I have a better image for it.
Yeah, it's dark, so it's hard to see, but it's right here. It's the 9.
Okay.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Much better.
So I can move there. And I'll take out my hammer. No, I won't. I'm fine.
All right.
Done.
Dodge action for him. This one,
Is that one restrained?
it is.
Okay.
This one is not, though. So is it at the beginning of its turn it has to?
Yes. If it took the dodge action on a previous turn, then it can.
Okay, it
have
succeeds on
advantage.
the save.
Okay.
It's a shame you ran away from Luna. Luna can't deflect attacks for you.
All right. So this one here says, "I fight for all of us, brothers," and he is going to reach a hand out. Let's see. He's going to reach a hand out for Horus first. Can't hit. And then swings his longsword twice. Once for Horus. 21 does not hit you, Horus. And then once at Wyatt. 10 definitely does not hit Wyatt. Okay. These poor bastards.
Oh, it would have advantage against Wyatt.
Right, because restrained. Wyatt, that is a 22 to hit.
but-
It's also
I think-
it's just a
yeah.
normal roll because I have protection from good and evil.
Nice.
Yeah, I was about to say he threw that.
Oh yes.
Okay.
My bad.
So
And
no.
He started his
can't
turn in the web, so is he webbed again?
He succeeded. He rolled it again and succeeded.
Indeed. Okay, that is his turn. Brings us to the next one. Dodge action.
Wait, he succeeded with disadvantage?
He didn't have disadvantage.
Yes, he does.
From? For the deck save?
Oh, wait.
Why would he?
Oh, never mind. Sorry. Never mind.
Most of them
Is
are
he-
taking the dodge
Sorry.
action as well. Since most of them are taking the
Never
dodge
mind.
action and they're restrained, they just have flat rolls for all of their things.
Uh,
Yoink.
isn't it? It's a
Oh
strength
wait,
check.
it's a
though.
strength check, not a dex save. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's hex against strength. I'm assuming that's what he meant. That he.
Wait,
Had
Oh,
no,
yep, my bad, my bad.
you'd have to be already restrained or.
Hey, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I got out of initiative, but I was in
Yeah, I
there.
was just about to say that. Like, the horse is going to try to smack you in the face
Yeah.
again. I don't think you ever got a chance to headbutt it.
No.
Yeah. So I guess she should have 2 turns, and then we go.
No, I was a 5.
5? Okay. So
Yeah,
go ahead
I was
and
at the
reroll
bottom.
initiative. We'll put you at 5.
I'm sorry, I don't
No
know.
worries,
what
this
happened.
is
I
the
just
second
jumped.
round, so you can go ahead and take an action. And then we'll just go regularly from there. Put you
Should she
at
take
5.
2 turns because she I think she.
Well,
missed 2.
it hasn't come back to my second turn
Right,
yet.
it has not.
So Dandy's
Oh.
going to rage, and then take her axe and cut the saddle off the bag of bones.
Okay.
So they cannot use it.
Hey, how'd you know its name?
What?
What is it?
Bag of bones.
How do I know its name?
Okay, 18 hits.
All right. Oh, I didn't do the rage. I'm sorry. It would be a
Plus
8
2.
altogether.
Okay.
Yes. Dandy's going to tell the whites that this is your opportunity to surrender before we absolutely obliterate you off this crap town.
Never give up! Never surrender! Damn the resonance scans.
All right. Then she's going to take her second attack and try and behead the horse.
18 hits.
Plus 2 again. I'm sorry. I'll hit the
7,
button
okay.
right now. I'm sorry.
Horse is not beheaded. Oh, I took that off of you. Oops.
Excuse me.
Well, it could still be alive if it's beheaded.
Right.
If she does cut its head off, then it can still move around and stuff.
That's gross. So she's gonna move over here. Boop.
Opportunity attack from the horse.
Okay.
Sorry.
Was I there or there? Was I on top?
Yeah,
of it?
you were
Okay,
basically on top of it, yeah.
You can move 1 space away from it if you wanted
No,
to.
I'm good right where I am.
Okay. Wyatt.
I'm just gonna try and pull myself from the cobwebs here.
Okay. Something tells me that's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I just walk out and just be like, "You guys got it."
The one closest to you is gonna shout, "Come back, Knave!" Face us!
The horse could technically get a hit off me too.
Okay. Hoof. It's a 21 with a hoof.
Disadvantage because
14.
prediction. Yep.
All right.
That's Wyatt's turn. He's just sad.
Okay. Emroth is out of initiative. He is just going. Brevin, you can hear him kind of mumbling to himself as you see him walk back behind you here, carrying one of the saddles. He goes up the stairs with him. Disappears.
Has he just been coming in here and taking them out slowly?
One of the new saddles?
Yeah.
Those haven't been paid for yet.
Oh. Oh. Well, they still have their butler.
You shout that to him, Horace?
Yes.
Okay. He does not respond yet.
Ask these guys.
Brevin, you hear some mumbling from him as Horace shouts that. He kind of makes a dismissive gesture and mumbles to himself as he takes the saddle upstairs.
Oh, he's just going to flit around and pester the horse some more.
Okay.
Brevin is ignoring the muttering because other events going on.
I love how a potentially dangerous encounter, potential hunting in the woods, live human hunting and everything turned into this clusterfuck.
I feel bad.
That's D&D. Gotta love it. All right. E is giving the help action to Dandy again.
Yep.
Okay. Dandy, you're up.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to fight with a 4-month-old.
Sounds. I was gonna say
More
it sounds easy, but
It's somehow more complicated than what I'm trying to do with Dandy. Dandy's going to, like, if we attack these guys that are, they're, oh, you know what? Radiant Soul. Let's just do that.
sorry, I didn't mean that like children are easy. My mind just went like fighting a toddler seems easy.
Like, if you were allowed to actually hurt them, sure, but you're not.
Yeah.
They always roll high on initiative.
Is Dandy allowed to, like, thump herself to keep rage going? I want to get Radiant Soul out, though.
Well, it's safe to assume that something's going to attack you one way or the other, so you should be okay.
Okay, cool. Shh, no one asked for your input.
You could just ask one of your friends to like walk up and bonus action, like thump you on the back of the head too.
Pull my hair. Yeah.
Radiant Soul?
Okay. Yes, please. Thank you.
Latoni.
I hope it burns.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to this guy again, and I'm going to go thwack, thwack. Ouch. 15, 18.
Both hit.
Okay, that is 16 magical piercing, and then I'm going to swipe at him with my dagger. Or wait, actually, does he survive that?
He does, but barely. He's like falling apart. He's like half of him is like kind of falling away. One of his arms is missing. He's like swinging his sword right at you.
Okay. Do they all have that like majestic hair?
Sure.
Okay.
Except for
yeah,
Steve. Steve is bald.
Yeah, he's gonna try and swipe that off of this guy. With the dagger, 21 to hit.
21 hits.
And that's 7 piercing. Yep, that's 7 magic piercing, and then he's going to use his wrath again to push him away. And then just go over here. And that's his turn.
Okay. So as he falls, he's like, done it at last.
Oh, he does die.
He reaches out. One of the other whites turns towards him. So I can tell the next ride, brother. And then turns back.
If I knew he died, I want to do that slightly differently if I knew he died.
Okay, you're good.
I wouldn't have pulled myself away. Yeah. So as he's about to fall, Latoni will just grin at him and say, well, I won't say it was a very difficult fight. I am sorry. And then we'll cut his head off.
Okay.
And then end his turn right here.
Brevin, you're up.
Okay. What do you want, River? No, yeah, hold on. Okay, in that case, I'd like to bonus action shift my hex from the deceased one to the one right beside him.
Okay.
And I am going to start firing at him instead. Well, I'll probably move a little bit first, just so I have a slightly better angle. And fire one. Ooh,
10 does
that
not hit. 19 certainly hits.
That does. Okay, for 18 damage.
And how much of that is necrotic from Hex?
It appears as if 5 of it is.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, 2, 6, 15 damage. Okay. Jeez. He's no longer turned. He turns and he says, I shall avenge you, brother, to the headless corpse laying in front of him on the floor. Turns towards Horus. Have at thee! Tries to move, but is still stuck in the web.
Oh yeah, I forgot. All attacks have advantages as well, since they're restrained.
Okay. Anything else from Brevin?
He is... No.
Okay. Steve, face in the corner. kind of looks around. You know, I rather like it here. Takes a dodge action. Charles?
I will be using my bonus action to move Hex on to... Which one's moving now? Is it this one?
This one, yeah.
Alright, I'll be moving on to this
I'll
one.
go ahead and put the red dots back on the ones that are turned.
Alright, and let's try this again. Maybe I can do something this time.
Advantage on
So-
both.
So 15 on the first one.
Both hit.
Oh yes.
Yes.
How much is that total? And how much of it is necrotic?
Let's see, necrotic. There's 2.
5 of it is necrotic.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 of it is necrotic. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 44.
Holy fuck.
50 damage total.
Oh, that was a really high roll. Okay, that makes sense. That was so. Oh my god.
So 50 damage total. 5 of it was necrotic. So 47. Okay. Jeez. Good hit.
And then.
Pull my hair.
Luna.
Just coming back to that,
Luna
Well,
will
or
run
step
to
on my foot.
here.
I don't know.
huh?
Luna will stay right here and take and ready an attack action. Actually, I can't do that because I used my bonus action this turn. So they just dodge.
Okay.
Next turn.
The white here kind of kneels with his sword in front of him. Gets himself a little bit more stuck in the web. Doesn't have any mechanical impact, but he kneels and he says, "Until we ride again, brother," to the headless one that Latoni just murdered. Horace, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to move 5 foot back. And then I'm going to Spirit Guardians.
Nice.
Did that come up? Oh, casting it. There we go. Is that 7 damage?
Ouch, that is such a low
Yeah, that is
roll.
unfortunate.
Okay, but I can keep it up for 10 minutes if,
Right.
you know. So not targeting the party members.
Whoa, too big.
Charles,
I don't know why it comes
I
out
thought
so
it was-
huge now.
that's too big.
Yeah.
It should be 15.
15-foot radius?
Yes. I was not getting the 2 in the corner. 5, 10, 15, 20, right?
Gotta get one smaller. Okay, there we go.
Just the guy in the corner and the horse for now.
Okay.
But not targeting us,
Got it?
the dog, the rats that seem to be carrying people around.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot.
I don't know whether I have to pick every rat by name.
just rats.
Rats.
They are immune to damage, so it's okay.
Okay. I
Most
don't know
of them,
that.
anyway. Well, I've said that. I've mentioned it before.
I thought some of them were real.
No, yeah, a couple of them are.
A 7, 3d8. Okay.
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 To
Does
the white up there.
damage happen on their turn, or
Yes, on their turn.
okay?
Okay, so the one up there is unaffected. He is going to take the dodge action, and the one down here is going to make a wisdom save.
14.
Gets a 17.
Radiant. Okay. Takes half. 3.
Okay. Yep. All right, and he is going to try to make that strength check. It's an athletics, right, against Webb?
Yes, with disadvantage because hex.
Athletics check with disadvantage. Result is only an 11. Unfortunate.
Woo.
All right. The skeletal warhorse is once more going to try to hoof Dandy in the face, but it is first
Takes a
going to
wisdom
make
save.
a wisdom save. Wisdom save result for the horse is surprisingly low. I mean, surprisingly, I mean, not surprisingly at all. It is only a 2, taking the 7 damage from Horus. Ooh. Bag of Bones is not looking good at all, but is still standing. All right, Dandy. Hooves. It's an 18. At least the ones that are actually able to do something are getting pretty consistent damage in.
Yeah, that hits.
For 9 bludgeoning, halved by your rage.
Sweet. Did we say 4 or 5? I'm sorry. I asked
4.
you
We
every
round
time.
down now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but it's just blanket across all the games now. Always rounding down.
Okay. Dandy is going to, with her Radiant Soul stuff up, swing her axe at it again, just hacking this thing to pieces. Bap! I'm guessing
Nice.
22 hits.
Oh yeah, and
You have advantage from
Bag of Bones
from
is
E.
very dead now.
You have advantage from E as well.
She's going to kick the scattered pieces toward the corpses, with kind of a neener thing going on. Now, someone just tell me, if I attack one of them, they are no longer restrained, right? They can move, they can do things?
They're no longer
not
turned.
restrained.
I'm
This
sorry,
one's
what?
already.
No longer turned. So
They're no
Horus
longer-
uses
Okay.
the turn undead,
The
so they
restraint
have to
is
use
dead.
they have to basically run away from Horus, or like do their absolute best to run away from Horus.
Okay.
If
can I
any
do a
damage is done to
flyby?
them, they're no longer turned.
So this one's already not turned, the one in yellow. So can I do a flyby and, like, bash him with my axe?
Oh,
Yeah,
then
you have a
avoid
fly
the
speed,
web.
so you can get in there.
Yeah, then you'd avoid the web.
I just...
There's web.
I
No,
have
How
to fly
high
over
does
it.
web go up? It's a cube, so it's up there. Yeah, you can't fly over
Oh.
the web.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It makes you feel
Then
yeah.
I would like to throw my javelin in.
Sweet. 23 hits for 4 piercing.
Woo!
He looks at you after you
While
make your
it's-
neener
while
neener
it's-
neener face, and now he's looking down at the javelin in his chest. He looks at you. It's very rude.
I gave you every opportunity to get out of here and stop this stupid fight. But if you insist on fighting, then I'm going to keep throwing things at you.
He makes like the I get it face and nods.
I'd like to spend the rest of everyone else's turns sharpening a bone to throw at him for my next javelin,
All right.
just to make it, worse.
Okay. You're gonna throw a
Thank you.
piece of bag
I'm
of bones
done.
at him.
I am.
Okay.
I'm done.
What?
Which one's Steve?
In the back corner back here.
I'm running. I'm leaping off Luna, and I'm hugging Steve.
Steve needs a hug.
Are you gonna make the save again?
I'm stuck with Steve. I definitely got Steve. I'll use inspo to make sure I hold on to Steve.
Oh.
All right.
Oh wait, that hurts them.
Does it? What damage is done?
No, I just grappled him.
Yeah, there's no damage.
No damage, just grappled.
Doesn't your touch hurt them though?
It's not till their turn.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Steve looks over. He's like, "Oh, hi. This is a nice corner, right?
I know. I'm so sorry. This is happening to you.
It's okay.
I love Steve. We should let him live.
Did you giggle? Yeah.
Okay. So, Amrath. You walk here grumbling, coming down, and he walks into the room, looks around, and looks at you, Brevin. Who will be accepting payment for the saddles?
Toss it over here. I'll make sure it gets to everybody who it needs to get to.
Indeed, he has a ledger out, and he's like, so, he looks over towards the corner, takes it all in, and looks back towards you, Brevin. What was the agreed upon price then?
Either 100 gold each or 150 each. Can't remember.
There's 100%.
They agreed to 100 apiece.
Very well, very well. Here you are, and he writes his name. He writes it down there. And your name. Do you all have a name that I can put down for receipt?
Chaos engine.
This man is
Very-
very studious in his duties, even though his masters are just dropping one by one.
E and Co.
Very complicated conversation in 6 seconds.
Indeed.
He Reverend just scribbles down. Also go with Horus's Crusaders.
Writes it down. Very good. And he hands you a bag of gold. Okay. And please try not to make too much of a mess of things.
Sir.
Do these guys come back after we kill them?
Eastern.
No answer.
He is not really able to fly and get in there with the web, correct?
Right, the web is a cube, so it is up there too.
Okay.
They could still do something. They could like still use the help action from right here, even if they got stuck.
I'm sure we don't want to get stuck.
I think the help action you need to be within 5 feet.
Yeah, but this would be within.
Unless
5
you
feet.
have reach.
This is still within 5 feet though.
Right, but he would be in the web
they-
if he went there.
Yeah. He has no desire to be in the web. He is going to sit upon the pile of dead horse bones and glare at Dandy because how dare she destroy his mighty steed.
Do not start with me, flying rat.
He wobbly gets to his feet and spreads his wings and lets out a silent scream which essentially says, "Come at me, bro."
Don't
The
make me,
flying-
because I'll lose to him.
The flying rats that are. She'd insulted him by calling him a flying rat, right?
Of course, then he wobbles.
My actually flying rats turn to look at her insulted.
I call them
Okay.
there next.
Anything else from E?
Well, he has to resort back to his old mount of Luna now.
Okay.
I'm going to put him beside Luna so it's easier for Charles to manipulate what Luna's doing, though.
Okay. All right, Dandy, back to you.
All right. Bone javelin to our friend over here.
18
I'm
hits.
confused. Didn't
Sweet.
Dandy just go? For when they
A round ago.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like it was recently because she acted after 14. That was to make up for her lost turn.
Oh, okay.
That's why it seems like it was so recent.
Yeah.
And can I do a storm aura for my next javelin, please?
I think you need to be within 5 feet for Storm Aura. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, no, I think you're right. I think you're right. Then no storm aura and just another javelin.
Okay.
But
Restrained. Advantage.
With
You hit.
advantage.
oh yay! I'll take it.
All right. So for 4 piercing.
Yes.
Oh! Another
What?
good hit. Well done. Well struck.
Stop complimenting me. I'm done. You can go next.
Latoni.
Okay.
Hey.
Shit. I don't know why I didn't think about this yet. Yeah, I guess he'll, oh no. If I, like, oh wait, I'm good at dex saves. I'll take a step forward. I'll take a step forward, and then I have to make a dex save.
So it's a dex save
Oh,
when you
never
first get
mind.
in, and then athletics checks to try and get out.
Yes.
Okay.
I just realized I'm not as good at dex saves as I thought I was. I forgot I'm not a first level ranger.
Let me get rid of.
Oh, I succeed though. So I'm good. And then I start attacking.
19 hits.
Yeah, and it's a 26. So 23. Wait, the last one, not the last one. That was supposed to be a dagger. There we go. 18 for the last one.
Okay, yep, those all hit.
Yep. Okay, so just so that's
Except-
19.
Yeah, those all hit.
20. That's 26 total.
Okay.
And then my rats are once again going to pull me away, very conveniently, and I'll stick right here.
All right, the one that goes down does go down, and as he drops, you see him like his head falls and drops into his hands and looks at you, the 20. He's like, well done, and then he falls.
Once again, since I knew he died, I'm actually gonna stay here.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah.
Still, you want to get out of the web before
Oh, the start of my turn as well.
start of
You're
your
right.
turn.
Yep. Never mind. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brevin, you did put the 500 gold in the group looter in your inventory somewhere, right? To note that we have been paid.
Not quite yet, but I wrote it down on a note
Okay,
here to
cool,
put in
cool.
here after my turn.
Just checking. All right.
On the one grappled by, well, the one grappled by Wyatt would probably be tough to get a shot in on due to Wyatt grappling him. I'm going to target the one that is...
Right. Normally, I don't allow a player to occupy the same space as an enemy, but we are definitely making an exception for Steve because he really needs that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're choosing which one to unturn now.
Yeah. Don't want the one. I think I'm going to pick the one that is closest to Horus. Basically, the one to the. If this, yeah, that one right there.
Okay.
And that's who I
think the one. I think I can get my field
on
around
the other one.
the other one, but not him.
Then the one up top is who I shift my hex to.
Okay.
I know they're resistant to it, but at least it's an extra point or two of damage, and I'm going to start firing at him.
23 hits.
23
Nice.
hits, and 4 of that is from hex.
Okay.
And that'd be at 22 since it'd be at advantage
That is a
with him
hit.
being in the web. And that is 2 points from hex. So,
Okay, so 12 minus 2. Okay.
yep. And that is my turn for the time being.
All right. Okay, that brings us to Steve, and he's gonna be staring at the wall with you there, Wyatt, and he's gonna point at a spider climbing the wall. Do you see him? I've named him Barnaby.
Why it's just like on his back like a backpack, just like rubbing his bald head like it's okay, buddy. I promise it's gonna be okay.
Steve, okay.
He takes 1 point of necrotic damage because I'm holding on to him.
It happened to a nicer guy to get 1 point.
Right, so he hasn't
and then it
turned
goes down
anymore.
to 0. Well, it's he didn't take any damage.
Oh, was it
right?
necrotic? I don't think you can
Yes.
round down to 0, can you?
Yeah, it's a minimum 1.
Is
So
it?
that's why. Yeah,
well,
you can't like.
I thought it
you
rounded
can't-
down.
You can't negate complete damage with resistance.
I thought the minimum was 0. I'll check. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and check.
Yeah.
Go and check it out.
But it would cause him to, because essentially it would do damage to him at the beginning of his turn. So
Okay, yep. So he is no longer turned. Steve is free to act, and in that case, Wyatt, I am going to need to insist that you relocate to an open spot. So that one.
I mean, I'm restrained by web. Can I be 10 feet above him or 5 feet above him?
Sure. Yeah. You can be 5 feet above him. All right.
Spider-Man,
Charles?
Spider-Man.
God, what? Of all the ways that I thought this combat was going to go, this was certainly not it.
He does get his turn though, like, because technically it does it at the beginning of his turn. I don't know if he wants to like try and kill me because I am within.
So Wyatt, He would try to do like a judo throw off to get you off of him.
Okay.
So it's gonna be an athletics check contested. He does get a 20 on that.
I failed.
Yeah, just
Okay. So he just kind of
minimum-
he just kind of checks you down onto the ground. So that is going to put you right here.
Yeah.
And you see him, he turns towards you and he says, good sport, good sport. And he's gonna unbuckle his sword belt and take off his longbow and put up his fists.
Oh, this poor creature.
I'm gonna tell him.
I'm gonna tell him.
Right,
All
well,
right,
while he's
and
distracted
that
by
will be
Wyatt-
that'll be his action. Charles, you're up.
So while he's distracted by that, I'm gonna shoot this guy in the head as I move my hex onto him.
Charles. Ask him if he wants a slap chop.
Yeah, I just checked. You round. You always round down, including when it's only 1 point, so it's 0 damage.
Okay.
Alright, so 6 and 2, so it's 8 necrotic. So
Okay.
round down to 4. And then 16, 22, 34,
42. My
42.
dude, that's freaking sick.
42 minus 4, so 38 total.
All right.
And then Luna's gonna charge in. I'm guessing you have to make a dex save.
Mhm.
Yes.
You're so slimy.
Cool.
They succeed.
Luna will take the dodge action. That's it.
Horus. Oh no, sorry, White. Nope, he doesn't get to do anything. Horus.
Can I move? Can I get the rightmost white? That's hard to say. The rightmost white into the field without getting the last the. Do I have to push Latoni? Is that
Hmm?
something I can do?
What?
I want to stand where you're standing, Latoni.
Oh. If you told me that, I would have moved where E is.
Okay, yeah, Latonia, you can go ahead and move up to E spot, and Horus can go ahead and take your spot. That's fine.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to dodge because I don't want to lose this spell.
Okay. Brings us to the White who is able to act, that is not engaged in an honorable duel with Wyatt. It's probably going to get absolutely wrecked next turn, but I digress.
Pick him up.
Yeah, I think this one's just going to take some swings at Luna. Knows better than to try to use a life drain on a construct.
Disadvantage.
Okay, here they come. 3 longswords.
Okay.
Nat 1, a 15, and an 8.
I think those all miss. Let me check real quick.
15
Oh, no,
is the only
15
one.
barely hits.
Okay.
15 barely hits.
So, it is going to be 7 slashing to Luna.
How much?
7.
Okay.
Did the one attacking Luna make its wisdom save?
Oh, thank you for asking. It's 7 damage, right? If on a fail,
Yeah.
it succeeds.
3.
Okay. Bag of Bones is dead. Wyatt, you're up.
Man. He'll turn to Charles. Give me your bag. I'm gonna put Steve in it.
I was like, sure, why not? Throws the bag to him.
I'm gonna try and wrestle Steve into the bag of holding.
Steve doesn't need to breathe. We can keep him in there forever.
Oh, new party member, guys.
Make an athletics check.
Poor Sean.
17.
And then it could be, I guess, a contested acrobatics or athletics.
It's gonna be a 2-stage, so it's gonna have to take 2 of these to get Steve all the way in there.
I'm down.
His legs are just dangling out right now.
It- So, trying to abduct Steve.
Oh wait, Wyatt,
Oh.
are you restrained already? Yeah.
Yep.
Why is your booze in that bag? Because Steve would have a really good time.
It's not my bag. It's Charles' bag. I don't know what Charles keeps in his bag of stuff.
A bunch of contraptions and inventions.
So
He's
he's
not
not
gonna
gonna have
flamethrower.
all the time in there.
He's gonna pull an umbrella out.
So as you're wrestling Steve, he's like struggling to try to get out. He's like, "What? What is happening? What is happening? Fight me! Fight
For
me,
your
you
own good.
fool!"
Stop fighting me.
I am.
Go to
I
sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Oh no! I imagine like Steve's legs are just dangling out of the bag.
He's halfway in the bag, just like his lower body is out. You hear like muffled, like, "What is happening?"
His attacks are just kicked.
All right. Anything else from Wyatt?
Nope.
What the hell are these flowers?
You all hear mumbling and grumbling as Amrath goes past and up the stairs with another saddle.
Oh my god.
E's turn.
E at having hopped off as Luna jumped into the web, lights on Latoni and pokes his head into the bag where the various rats and rodents are at, and starts
Really
screeching
cool.
in there to establish his superiority and dictatorship early on.
They all start screeching back. It's just a chorus of screeching.
That is
Some
his
of them
turn.
listen. Some of them listen though.
Some of them listen. Some of them are rather afraid. All right.
They're
Would he
persuaded
be
by
an,
his
would,
words.
would he be an angel to their kind since he's got wings?
Maybe.
A lot of them also have wings when they want to.
All right. Dandy?
Okay. I am just going to keep throwing things into the. Wait, is Steve's not there anymore, right? He's in.
He's
Wyatt's
halfway.
bag.
He's halfway in a bag of holding.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep checking things.
This one is currently unturned.
So that'd be the one to hit. That hits.
Sweet.
And 7 takes him
And
down.
then- Oh yay! All right, the guy not Steve gets my second one.
Okay.
And turn is over.
22 hits. Eight piercing. Okay.
I thought you guys would be harder to kill.
He turns towards you. He says, "We expected a fair fight, not to spend our entire time standing facing a corner."
You
I'll
mean
just-
you
Just goes to show how inexperienced you are in combat.
Inexperimental.
Well, I mean, we use the skills we have at our disposal.
We
All
said
right.
we weren't a good hunt.
And you said you wanted a challenge. Well, this is a challenge for you now, isn't it?
What is your
Why-
name?
This one, actually, I don't think we've named that one yet. That one's name is Sir Reginald.
Ah, Sir Reginald. Are there any things you'd like to say before Oblivion?
Ha! I will see you there.
I'm trying to. Would the restrained condition maintain if I drop concentration?
I don't believe so.
No.
No.
I think the webs would just dissipate.
Yeah, I was trying to think if like the webs would just fall off the walls, but
Yeah.
it would still remain wrapped around them or something. I don't know.
No,
Anyway,
effects of the spell would end.
gotcha.
It's restrained. Latoni.
All right. He will run down here, and sidestep Wyatt, seeing him doing his own thing. One sec. Oh, I succeed. Nice. Okay, then I'm going to attack this guy with my sword and my dagger.
13 does no 16, 26 certainly
26.
is.
26 does hit. Then that's 11. Oh, I'm gonna use my inspiration
Okay.
for that being a 12. uh, yeah.
With him restrained, do you need to use it though?
Oh, I don't need to use my inspiration. Never mind.
Awesome. Yeah, keep.
Then I attack with my dagger.
Quit it.
Oh, and that's another natural 20 for
Nice.
9 points of damage because I rolled really badly. And then with that last one, I will be pulled out of the webs. That is my turn.
Why are you mad?
Brevin.
Of course, use bonus action to shift hex to this one here, not being wrestled, and I start firing.
Okay.
Six of that is necrotic.
Okay, so 11 points of damage.
Yeah. And we'll go with shot number 2.
To hit.
And 3 of that is necrotic.
Okay. So 16, 14 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that'll be my action for that turn.
Okay. Contested athletics check from you, Wyatt.
Please, please, please. Luna should help next
This
round.
will not complete. Actually,
Only 14.
yeah.
Maybe not.
Okay, he does get a 17, so he's not in there yet.
Okay.
Does
Okay,
the restraint
I'm still
position
fighting him.
help at all? Being trapped in the webs, does that make it easier?
His disadvantage was the 16.
Ah.
Okay. Charles? Charles, you there?
Targeting the last
Okay.
one. Yep. Alright. So 15 and 18.
Both hit.
I'm assuming those both hit. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah, he is quite dead.
First one probably kills him, the other one just like pins him to the wall as he shatters.
Just embarrasses him.
You should have brought more armor.
Do we want to...
And,
So-
mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Charles.
Unfortunately, I don't have my bonus action anymore because I moved on to him. So that'll be it for me. Yep.
All right. So, is anyone going to help Wyatt get Steve into the bag?
Yes.
Would it be easier to get him into the bag with the web up?
No, it would be easier with it down.
Okay, then a bunch of rats will jump out of the bag and they'll start along with some spiders on top of them, and they'll start like
Ugh.
unwounding the web slowly. And after a couple seconds, it's all on the ground.
Okay. So, with that, multiple of you helping, Steve cannot help but have his legs lifted up and dropped into the bag of holding. So, with that, let's go ahead and take our break.
You need to-
Okay, so welcome back, everybody. You all have just officially slain the Hunt Lords. You find yourselves in their hold, inside of their keep now. Their remains and their horses' remains scattered about the area. After a few moments, Amrath arrives, and he comes walking in. He kind of looks around the hall. He says, See you did them in. They'll be thrilled.
Did they return?
Beg
Aye,
your fucking pardon?
aye, each midnight. I only
Oh.
believe they've been slain in battle. This is only the 4th time in their centuries
Oh.
of existence here. Congratulations.
Do they?
Then I would suggest that we depart with all haste.
Do they hold grudges?
Old grudges. Well, you know the last group that did them in, they did take to the skies shortly after they left and then came back. It doesn't appear that they were in a fight of any kind. I don't believe so. I really don't know. All I know for certain is that at the stroke of midnight tonight, they will be reborn from the family plots along with their horses. And they will take to the skies once more.
We should probably get those saddles back.
I've already paid you for the saddles. The deal is done. The Hunt Lords require them.
We have until midnight. We can get some ground before midnight hits.
It is still morning.
Yep.
Oh wow, yeah, we have plenty of time to run that.
Hey, Charles, do you have anything in that bag that could blow this freaking place up?
Dude, please don't. I live here.
Also, we can't enter the bag. We can't open the bag. There's one of them in there.
That's what fists are for.
We just punch it when we're trying to. Oh my god. Oh, they're gonna be so upset when we realize that one of them didn't wake up.
I'm sure that they will be eager to congratulate you. Are you sure you do not wish to bask in your triumph?
Well, at least we have a hostage.
A hostage?
Yeah.
I mean-
Don't hear
Don't
that.
talk about my squire like that.
Your I don't understand your
Can I roll?
Okay, bye, thanks.
You didn't hear anything. Can I roll to gaslight? He didn't hear us say anything about the squire.
Let's GTFO, y'all.
So, there anything we can do at the family plot to keep them from rising?
Oh yeah, you're a cleric. Can't you do something?
Why would we want
That's-
to? Is there a reason we want to keep them from rising?
Yeah, so we
Because
don't
they're
die.
undead.
I mean, yes, that I don't really have that much grudge against the unalive, the unwalking.
The Amrath shakes his head. He's like, no, please don't. They truly do protect these lands.
Unless you're not from here and then they kill you.
Well, more or less, yes. Although, I don't believe they would have killed all of you. You all appeared to be noble. The townspeople seemed to like you.
Compromise. We don't mess with them, but you put signage out in the front of the town
Yeah.
telling visitors that there are things that travel around that'll kill them at night.
I lack the authority to make such bargains. Perhaps tonight you could speak to the Hunt Lords in person.
Wait, we have someone who does have that.
Can I make an insight? Could I make an insight check to see if the butler here is just trying to get us killed?
Sure.
We have someone who could command him to do that.
Yeah,
if
but we're
we
not
could-
pulling him out in front of this guy.
I think he
And
knows
I'm
we
going to
have-
toss a guidance on top of that just
So
because.
14? Okay.
What do I give the 14?
Yeah, so 14, he doesn't appear to be deceiving you. He seems to be genuinely scared that you might burn his home down, though.
Dandy does her best to look non-threatening, which is like her baring her teeth in a smile. It's
one of the-
fine.
It's one of those faces that like shouldn't smile.
She just doesn't know how not to look threatening, as in count that she is generally a threatening person.
Well, I can't argue with the logic, so
Please, please, remain. When the Hunt Lords return, they will be eager to congratulate you on your victory, I am sure.
And what are the odds that they're going to want to hunt us again?
Oh, they will. The last time that they were defeated, they decidedly required more training, more work on their own technique before facing the foe again. And then they faced and defeated them. I can only assume they would wish to do the same for you. As with other noble groups that they have defeated, they allowed their escape would be an incorrect word to use, but they allowed them to leave with a promise to return when they themselves grew stronger. You see, the Hunt Lords, they only wish for a challenge. They slay those that wish to do harm to the villagers, and yes, the villagers may be quite afraid of them because of, well, they're walking corpses, but they see the villagers as their subjects, their people to protect and defend.
I think this is a solid deal. We just come back later.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any reason why not.
Yeah.
Dandy's just looking at Horace. He's the brains of her operation. Or Horace's
Gotcha.
defenders, right?
Horace got no brains.
We just have so much to do, you know.
Dandy thinks he's the
Yeah.
smartest person ever.
Charles, any guidance? Any thoughts?
I can toss
Nope.
guidance at you if you need it.
Well done. Hey, go to sleep.
Trevor just says,
Go sleep.
well,
Go sleep.
folks, I would say if we're going to try to just, get out of here before they recoalesce, this would be the time to do it. Because it takes us roughly a day to get back to Calling Horns if we cut across.
Why are we going back
And
to
that's-
Calling Horns?
We were told to leave our... Wasn't that where we were told to leave our prisoner at? Or am I misremembering?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But Everland's the other way.
Go.
Let's just say she got away.
Brevin looks scandalized at that.
What
How
she
dare you
gonna
suggest
do?
that?
Hey,
I could think of all sorts of horrible things she could do.
Horace wants a nemesis. Are you gonna deny Horace a nemesis?
So
I
I'm
just
gonna
think she's
assume
cute,
that
that's all.
I'm gonna assume that Kella was left at Noenar's hold under lock and key, rather than here at Noenar's hold with you.
But like,
Yeah.
the snake could hug them the whole time. They would have been fine. We said last time that we brought her with us with the snake.
I'm okay if we want to say that we left her back there.
Right, because I would basically have to try and see if she escaped during this whole fight. That she was clearly aware that was happening, that you all were fighting and distracted.
That's a great plan.
Mhm. So my own personal advice is for us to recover our prisoner and then make our way back to Calling Horn to get her off of our hands. Ideally, before we get wrapped up in some sort of mystical oath making with these entities where we are forced to come back and fight them at some point where they're prepared for us.
Hey, will you knock it off?
Then Brevin pauses and says, I know that sounds tempting for Dandy at least. But,
Listen, I still have multiple ways I can break that lady's nose, so.
So if you all left from Noanar's Hold at first light, you would have had to hike up to the keep.
Please, stop.
Probably about mid early afternoon by now.
Okay.
Also, I misread. The hunt lords do come back at sunset, not at midnight. As soon as the sun sets.
Crap, so we don't really have time in that case. Crap.
Well, it's still morning.
Mid-afternoon. The trip to Noanar's Hold through the woods would have taken most of the morning.
Yeah.
Early afternoon, I would say.
What time of the year is it? When does the sun set?
The sun will be. We'll say the sun sets around like 5:30.
Okay.
Yep. We don't really have time to venture forth then, crap.
Nope. Let's go. Let's just go to Everlyn. I mean, we can tell your boss that we let her go. It's too much trouble. What's she gonna do? Come back with more lackeys that have stuff we can take?
Huh.
The more often you allow someone to escape, they get a better and better measure of what sort of person you are, and can then devise countermeasures to handle that.
What do you think we're gonna be doing? We'll be growing stronger too.
Brevin is I gotta say, Briscoe try to persuade him all he wants to, but he is not a fan of letting her go because this is kind of the equivalent of trying to tell Horus to go against the tenets of his own faith.
Which is
essentially,
what
do you
is-
think that our cleric would turn against his own the dwarven deities that he serves? Probably
no, but like,
not.
what did he? What by keeping someone or no by releasing someone from being kidnapped?
I think Brevin's trying to say that releasing a prisoner that is a criminal is equivalent for him as Horus or a cleric going against their deity. So, like, right, Brevin?
Because he is a guy who started off as City Watch in Waterdeep.
So releasing a prisoner just doesn't sit right with Brevin.
Yes. And his commanding officer said, get this person back to this place for us to take her off of your hands. And he's sometimes flexible about the letter of some stuff, but whenever it's as explicit as that, he's like, okay, they need this person for some reason.
Would we get a reward?
Problem
for bringing them back. What was that?
If you are dead set upon not helping me get her there, that is fine, but I will take custody of her myself and get her there.
Oh, I was just asking if there was a reward for bringing her in.
I am unsure. We'd have to actually turn her in first to see.
I have no biases. I'm up for whatever the consensus is, I suppose. I know basically no one that we're talking about, or where we are, but I will follow whatever the group's decision is.
Right, Latoni's entire experience so far has just been Yartar to here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on, who we're talking to, just going with the flow.
So
Fine,
during this
I will
time,
relent.
Amrath is looking around. And he says, I see Master Stephen's armor, or his weapons and his bow, but I do not see his body." He's going around collecting all the weapons from everybody. Scratches his head.
That's so funny.
You know, dust to dust and all that. Can we go outside?
Oh yeah, some of them got their bones irradiated to ash.
Ash, you say? Most impressive. I'm sure the Hunt Lords will be eager to congratulate you indeed.
Mm-hmm. Rushes out with the bag of holding before it can like squirm around.
No, but what is does the party wish to stay here and talk with the Hunt Lords when they recoalesce, or
mean,
do you want to attend?
I'd be down to wait, honestly.
Won't they just kill us?
I don't
Well,
think
they
they
want to
will.
train. They'd want to train first. They'd probably acknowledge that they're weak.
They might try to take my squire back.
I mean, how would they?
They'd
No.
acknowledge that
They would know that
did.
Steve didn't come back with them.
Yeah.
It's like they're crawling out of their graves, like, "Where's Steve?"
But what would tick them off that we
were-
have Steve?
we did so much damage to him that we like obliterated him from existence, you know?
Yeah, we what would tick them off that like we have Steve though, and not that like Steve wasn't feeling the group anymore and just left.
No. You don't tell them that we have Steve. You tell them that we obliterated him and he'll never come back, and that we can only do that once every 2 hours or so.
That's
And,
why
and let them think that we can obliterate the other 4.
I like that idea, honestly. Sounds like fun.
Oh yeah. Should we leave the? Oh wait, we can't leave the bag because then he might break out.
Leave the bag,
know-
no.
You know,
I
I
was gonna
think-
say
I
no. I was
think-
gonna say we'd leave the bag somewhere secure so it can't like move.
I
But
think
then
I'm being
break
really
out.
callous about this.
Charles.
Let me just ask Steve what he wants to do, and I try to reach in and pull his head out.
Charles.
So-
do you think?
When you open the bag, Wyatt, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please, as a skeletal hand shoots out for your throat?
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
7.
You all see Wyatt just get strangled, like this hand just shoots out of the bag and grabs Wyatt by the throat.
I'll just be like, now, play
Yeah,
nice.
that looks uncomfortable.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and like chains start coming out and like grabbing his fist back, his hand back down.
It's like,
That's my
"Release me!
invention.
Release me this instant!"
Charles, do you think you could manufacture a what would we call it? It's like metal pieces interlocking. It could make a sort of zippy sound. What I don't know what we would call it, but something to keep the.
Wyatt, can
the
you make an
bag
athletics check?
closed.
Oh,
Well,
Nice.
I
You're able to
don't
shove
know
him back
about-
down.
I don't know about that, but I do have a cool invention in my bag. It's called the Unlimited Prison. You see, it's made of a bunch of chains and that I've linked with magic. It tends to keep things all in order, you know, so they don't go flying around. Had a nasty mess in there once. It wasn't fun to clean up. Keeps everything in order, you know. I'm sure it's more than capable of keeping him down as well.
Of course.
Right. Well, you said you wanted to pull out his head, right?
I just wanted to ask him if he wanted to come with me. I think he just wants to get out of the bag.
But if he gets out of the bag, we'll have to kill him. Make sure to tell him.
He
that.
is unarmed. He has no sword, no bow.
Like this is your guys' idea, so whatever you want to do with it.
Just
Well-
let me know which one you're going with.
Well, Wyatt.
Well,
asking you-
we can walk and do this, right?
I suppose so.
Let's get going.
All right.
I hop on my dog, and head out.
I'll give the bag to Luna and be like, make sure nothing comes out of there.
I was gonna. Is Luna in the back of the wagon with us?
I believe the
They
wagon's
keep
still
walking.
back at Noenar's Hold.
She just be walking with us.
Oh yeah, I'll probably. I figure I'll pull him out when we're heading back to Calling Horn, since Brevin needs to take this lady back there.
All right.
So you're letting him out. So you're heading back to Noenar's Hold, and then from there to Calling Horns.
Yes.
So, is there anything that you
Do
all
we
would
have
like to
enough
do?
time for that? Won't it be dark soon?
It'll likely be close to dark by the time you all get back to Noenar's Hold.
So then you want to move from Noenar's hold to Calling Horns at night.
Yes.
No, not at night.
What?
Because they are going to recoalesce when the sun sets. I don't want to be out of doors whenever they can then have an excuse to try to hunt us down.
I'm not too afraid of them.
We
Yeah,
could
I
also
feel like
force march and get there faster.
Sounds to me like they'd rather talk to us if they met us again rather than fight us.
Yeah, get pointers.
Since they already know that they've already lost to us once, you know.
Quite handily, I might add.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like they might fear us even.
Well, I don't think they'll fear us, but they'll admire us and we want to be stronger than us eventually. But they should also realize that we just destroyed them utterly. So,
Yeah, let's head back to the hold. We can pick up our other prisoner. Maybe we can put them together and like have her head sticking out with like, or Charles, do you happen to have a snorkel, in your bag?
what now?
Um,
What is a snorkel?
Snorkel.
a really long straw.
I've never heard of such a thing. An interesting idea, but what would you
Oh,
use the snorkel for?
They're very common in the Feywild. We use them to stay under water for a very long time. In the case of our other prisoner, perhaps they could stay in your bag for quite a while.
Interesting. I don't want my bag getting too full with prisoners here.
What's the space inside of a bag of holding again?
I was gonna say, it's got a lot of space, but it's gonna start getting a little crowded.
It's 500 pounds.
500 pounds.
500 pounds on a weight limit. The dimensions I can't remember.
I
Yeah.
think it's 10 by 10 or something.
10 by 10? That's not
maybe.
bad.
It might be smaller than that, but
I didn't think there were dimensions. I thought it was just a weight limit.
Yeah, because technically it's all kept on the astral, in the astral plane.
cannot exceed a volume of 64. Wait, sorry, my bad. 2 feet in diameter and 4 feet deep.
So frickin' poor Steve is just in there standing.
Not even. Wait, if it's 4 feet,
he's like in
he
a
can't
ball.
even stand.
He's like a ball right now in there.
Alright, so on the way back
It's
to
like in a
Noenar's
fetal
Hold,
position.
Wyatt, you said you were going to open it up and let him out?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you open it up, he comes rolling out of there. He's sitting on his ass like, oh, God, that was incredibly rude.
It's still daylight, right?
Yeah.
You're letting him outside in daylight.
He's
I'm
not a
actually-
vampire, Horace.
I'm actually confused about the bag of holding wording. What does the 64 cubic feet refer to?
How much total volume you could put in there, like if you were doing a liquid to like fill it up with like sand, water,
Yeah,
something
when it
like
says
that.
roughly 2 feet,
Basically, if you're
weird.
trying to figure out basically it has 64 cubic feet for if you're trying to figure out how much volume you can fill
Yep,
in it.
yep. Got it.
Like if you're like trying to like have like if you're trying to like put like air in it and where it doesn't weigh anything,
Mm-hmm.
then you know how much air it would have in it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like breathing out of the bag.
I'm just thinking because like you already have a shit ton of inventions in there,
Yes,
and then he
yes,
just
I
has
do.
to be on top of that.
I'd say there's like a theoretical weight of like 250 pounds, or give or take, already in the bag.
So, as Steve comes rolling out, he looks over at Wyatt and he says, "That was terribly rude. I am incredibly claustrophobic." My
I'm
God.
sorry.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. You seem like you didn't like hanging out with those guys, and I thought maybe there was another option we could do.
They were all right. You certainly did us in just handily. I imagine that you've slain the rest of them.
Right.
Very
So
good, very
I
good.
figure you could come with me, help me out, and I'll show you some really crazy things.
You
We
have
are
to go
quite-
on a journey again.
We are quite the group. They just showed me welcome not too long ago, and it's been very interesting to say not much. And I've enjoyed it.
I would have to discuss this with my brothers. First off, make a persuasion check at advantage, Wyatt. I'm assuming other people are helping you convince him to come with you.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Yes.
I'm.
So that isn't a failure or success yet. It depends on how convincing you all can be.
Hmm.
Well, as he mentioned, he does wish to discuss it with his brothers first, and he goes on to explain to you that he wasn't necessarily unhappy there, per se. He does, however, miss the wider world, and he does believe that his brothers could keep an eye on Noanar's hold just fine without him. He must speak to his brothers first, though, and he says that they would very much like to congratulate you all, as would he. Although he doesn't seem to have his weapons with him.
Oh yeah, they're back in your keep.
Very well, very well. Well, it is traditional that when we are defeated, to bestow a reward upon those that defeated us.
Okay, you know what? I'll make a deal with you. How about this? I'll leave you here. You talk to your brothers, and I'll come back, and you can tell them my reward would be for you to come with me and adventure as my squire.
Bond of service in return for your victory.
That sounds like slavery. Not cool with that. More like yeah, a a a cell of service, right? You help me, I make sure you see really cool shit. At any time you
Well,
think,
in
man, this
all-
is boring, you can go home.
And if I were to die, I'd simply be resurrected in my own graveyard.
Perfect.
Indeed.
And there is also the fact that, quite frankly, no matter how long a period of service that you would be with Wyatt and us in, it is extremely temporary for one such as yourself compared to eternity.
Imagine all the cool adventures you're gonna have while you're with us, and all the stories you're able to tell your brothers afterwards. Being able to tell them all the stories of the men that once defeated them, completing great feats, and you're able to witness it all.
All right. He does seem pretty intrigued by this whole thing. So, all right. So, Steve, the white, we have to talk to his brothers before we make this official.
Right.
But he would recommend
Yeah.
waiting for his brothers at Noanar's hold. That they will most certainly be making their way back
Okay.
to the village after nightfall.
Right?
Are you guys okay with this? I know we get the whole prisoner thing.
Yeah,
Ah,
I really do not really want to start transporting her in the middle of the night across I'd prefer to have a full day of travel to get as much distance as we could with her. So,
Sure.
no problem.
So, as you all get back to town, Avgar would greet you all at the at Noanar's hold. He would greet you all waving. He says, "Oh, I see you've brought one of the lords back with you." The rest of the town like shrieks in terror and runs away from him, running into their homes, locking doors and everything. Avgar,
No?
was that?
Well, that was quite rude.
Right?
There's
Avgar says,
people
"Come on in,
there.
come on in. We'll be happy to have one of the hunt lords here with us." And Steve stops at the door and kind of sheepishly looks around, looks towards you, Wyatt. "I cannot enter unless an owner bids me welcome."
Bid him
Uh,
welcome.
it's
the
fine.
owner
I'll
is
stay
the
out.
owner.
I'll stay outside with him if you don't want to let him in.
Wait,
Wait,
who is
is
the
he
owner?
like?
Avgar.
Yeah, isn't?
Oh
is-
yeah,
yes.
Avgar just said you can come in.
Avgar turns towards me and says, never had one of the hunt lords actually want to come in. I've always just assumed it was a barrier. But yes, my lord, you are of course welcome. Come. Can I get you something to... He was about to say drink, but he looks at the hole in Steve's stomach. Just like big gaping necrotic hole. This,
Not to worry, I created an invention just for this scenario. He pulls out a glass of milk. It'll make his bones stronger.
okay.
But will that help him drink anything?
It'll coat over his bones and just make them stronger. It'll give him a nice reinforced feeling, you know?
But like, won't it just like fall down?
It'll be a different kind of buzz, you know? A buzz like, oh, my bones feel great, you know? Instead of like, you know, the drunken feeling.
Does he apply it to his bones?
No, he puts it down his mouth, and as it goes down his mouth, it just like spreads over all his bones, you know?
So
Fascinating.
the entire bar is emptied out. Avgar is just pouring y'all drinks. But yeah, you all can certainly take a short
do we
rest.
Skip to, would we like to skip
Okay.
to just the night then?
I got actually... I don't know my token's hiding at.
I honestly, I didn't burn anything. Oh, I burnt a first level spell.
That's
Yeah,
all
I
I burned.
burned.
First level spell as well.
Oh, you can get your first level spell back
same
with your
here.
chain of divinity.
Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I'll burn a one harness divinity for it.
You, you
Yeah, then you can get it back.
Yeah,
with your short rest.
taking that. Yeah, I can get 2 back. Does anybody need healing? Anybody get hurt? I don't think anybody got hurt.
I'm good.
I think Danny's the only one who got hurt. It was, like, very
Dandy
minimal.
had a little bit, but I will also... But, there's also the fact that, she is raging for some, that's why I don't know exactly how...
That'll be 11 healing to her before we take that short rest.
Oh, I'm sure that'll probably more than do it. Where is short rest on here? There it is. Just because I do regain a spell slot on the short rest. Also, a question on the gold that we recovered from the sale of the saddles.
Mhm.
How do we wish to divvy it up?
There's
Since we now have a extra
there's 6
companion with us.
Steve would say that he doesn't require gold. As long as you keep him armed and armored, he's a happy camper.
Sounds
That's
good.
83 each.
Steve, what do you normally like? What do you wear?
He says, "Well, normally I do wear the traditional garb of my house. It is rather rotted, though, and has some holes in it, and then a longsword and a longbow."
Just a longsword and a longbow.
Indeed.
Okay. What about like armor wise? What do you wear armor wise?
He kind of gestures at his like torn and tattered leather armor that he's wearing.
Maybe we get an upgrade to that.
Are you good at wearing any other kind of armor?
Well, when I lived, I was a knight.
Oh, are you still capable of wearing that sort of armor with heavy? How heavy it is now?
It's been many centuries since I've worn any other armor than the armor of my home.
Well, if that's the case, then maybe just a little touch up to your armor would be the best thing to do here.
Just mechanically, so he's not proficient in heavy armor anymore?
He is proficient in heavy armor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he is.
He
Oh,
is.
perfect. Can I take the 83 gold that Brevin handed me and go to Horse? Hey, Horse, can you do that thing?
I'm sure Horace is loving this, the undead creature that you've all just adopted.
We are living with Brevin. I've gotten used to it.
This is just another one.
Actually, that thing I do where I turn gold into armor.
Right.
Right. That costs me turn undeads.
Huh.
Oh, are
Could
you
do
like
it-
out? Are you out for
I'm
the day?
out. I get one, and I used it when I could.
You get
Very
two
well
at
used
six.
it was indeed, sir. Steve says.
I get two.
You get
Oh,
2 at
at
6.
at
Channel
6th
divinities.
level, unless you
Yeah, I'm
multiply.
not at 6.
Oh,
I got a level of fighter.
but you get it back in a short rest.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wait. You haven't been getting channel divinities back on a short rest?
I think I've ever taken a short rest.
Yeah, that is one thing that I have noticed in my games is that I give out rests a little too often. I need to fix that. Put more encounters
Well,
between rests.
I imagine this game is hard.
Because of all the travel, yeah.
It's like one combat per day. Yeah, need to have a lot of.
Right,
Yeah,
like
I
when
guess
the
if you're doing
when when you all were in Yartar, the combats came quicker and quicker and harder. I think there was a good like 3 or 4 encounters in there before you even got a rest.
Yeah, it's hard to justify when you're traveling on the road
Right.
more than one attack within an hour.
Right.
Oh,
That's like a dangerous road.
Okay.
Take a
So-
short rest.
After a few hours has passed, the sun's beginning to set, and as darkness falls, Steve kind of looks around and he says, I will go out and greet my brothers if they believe that you have taken me against my will or are still holding me against my will as you did kidnap me.
It was just a fun little game, we'll say.
Well,
It's all
that
over
was my-
now.
I do appreciate
my
your
mistake.
offer and am willing to forgive the kidnapping.
My bad.
My bad.
You just seem so unhappy. I figure I'd give you another option.
I do appreciate that. I was really just quite bored there. The same scenery every day. Owlbears and boulets and the occasional bandit. He looks over at Kella and he's like, I was really looking forward to putting a sword through you, Kella's eyes just go wide.
Tony will start to whittle with Kayla and have idle conversation.
Alright. Okay.
They've been doing that the whole time during the rest.
Kella would be rather tight-lipped. She's very much a prisoner, and as far as she's aware, enemy to everyone here.
Fair.
But as the night grows deeper, Steve would get up and he says that he's going to head outside and let his brothers know that he is not being held against his will.
Yep.
Anymore.
Maybe we should go outside. That way we don't have to invite all of them in. Like, because it'd be kind of rude, right?
Potentially.
Wyatt's
So-
gonna run outside enthusiastically.
Brevin reluctantly walks outside.
Alright. So,
He keeps line of sight with the windows in case he needs to try to slip in.
the
I'll shoot
horses,
up at
as the night grows deeper, you all see riding from the east 5 skeletal horses soaring through the air, all heading towards you. 4 of them have riders, and they circle the village once, and as soon as they spot Steven, they all immediately descend and land in front of him, their horses touching the ground and beginning a normal gallop. And Steve holds up his hands. He says, "Brothers, brothers, we are defeated." And they look around. And a couple of them have their swords drawn, and they slowly begin putting them away. He says, "We feared that you had been taken, brother. What are you doing here?" And Steve says, "Well, these noble warriors that have defeated us so handily have offered me accompany them on their travels." You see all four of the other hunt lords begin kind of arguing amongst themselves for a moment. Who would like to make a persuasion check to convince the hunt lords to be okay with Steve leading them?
All right.
I'll do so.
This is when the Christmas person should be doing it.
Brevin, you're undead. You can do this.
Yeah, come on.
You're like family, right?
I'll assist.
And I'm also going to toss a guidance on top of that. So there we go.
Okay. So, the one in the lead hops down, looks around. "This is all very, very amenable, but I must know. Who is it that killed Lady Bones? Which one of you did it?"
I mean,
Isn't that Lady Bones right there?
"This is Lady Bones too."
So she comes back too, then, right?
"Lady Bones too." He holds up two fingers.
wait,
Wouldn't that make
Wait, are
you,
you-
Lord the
are you-
Second as well?
yeah. Do you just like become the second, and then it keeps going down? Are you like the child of the other lords, or like how does that work?
We are. You see him like beginning to have an existential crisis. Looks at his hands. "What am I?" No.
No.
He says, "No, we are simply reborn from our family's plot. Technically, I am inhabiting the body of my great-great-granduncle currently."
Oh.
But-
Oh.
Oh wait, so if you run
Oh.
out, then you die. Forever.
Our family plot is extensive. Many, many, many generations.
Understandable. But limited, finite, I mean.
Stop trying to figure out how to kill us. I'm here to congratulate you, damn it. "It is well done." And he looks around, his eyes settle on Horace, and he says, "You." And he takes a few steps forward.
How many horses are buried in your family plot?
He stops and thinks about it for a moment. At least 100.
Really?
Oh, whoa, okay.
We very much treat our mounts as members of the family. They get to reside in the family lots. But you single-handedly turned the tide of that fight of our hunt with your quick thinking. You may have murdered Lady Bones, but you are deserving of our respect. He then draws a long sword off of his back and takes a knee in front of you and hands it out to you. He says, "Please, you have earned the sword of my house."
Ah, excellent.
It
I'll go and
is
take
a +1 sword of life stealing.
Oh my God.
Life stealing.
Ooh.
That's why it's
We
called
will
fire.
say what kind of sword it is based on whoever can use it and get the best use out of it. It can be a short sword, long sword, or great sword, or even a scimitar or something of the like.
Right,
So, is there
A
anyone
dagger.
here that can use it other than me?
I can use it. Wyatt seemed interested in a similar item.
I can't use anything
Murder.
beyond simple weapons.
Oh.
I'm a pathetic life cleric.
Well, it
Does-
could be a what are the what gods? One second.
I think it should be something horse. What? Because horse, what can you use?
Everything. I have a level in fighter.
Horse
I'm
should,
curious.
yeah, give it to
What's your-
horse.
What's your current? Well,
But-
horse doesn't even take hits though.
Yeah, I don't take.
It's not
Yeah,
about
horse is
taking
melee.
hits, it's about giving hits. He
Don't
can
you have
give
a
but-
weapon
hits.
already?
Could
Wait,
it be?
horse, do you have a +1 weapon yet?
Horus also isn't as melee focused as Wyatt is, I don't think, right? Or is he?
I thought Wyatt had a level in monk.
No, Wyatt has Tavern Brawler. That's why I do 4 D4 with my punches.
Yeah, could be any kind of sword.
Could it be a dagger?
Unfortunately, not. It needs to be a sword.
Hmm.
It is this man's family weapon. But they also give Steve his weapons and armor back, and their blessing. They do
my
say
God,
that they will
Wyatt.
miss Steve greatly, but they've noticed that Steve's been a bit unhappy at the keep lately. It'd be good for him to get out and see the world again.
Oh my God, Wyatt and Steve can get married now.
Oh, that'd be difficult. I'm already married, but nobody knows. But
So they give Steve
I
back
will
his
have-
weapons. Steve gets his longsword and his longbow back, and he also gets Bag of Bones.
I do plan to have the most greatest bromance ever with Steve.
Oh, by the way, here's Steve's stat block. I'm gonna change him from
Ooh.
Huntlord to Steve. He's a modified white.
Oh, here's an idea. Why don't we give the sword to Steve?
Oh yeah, it's his Steve. It's his sword. His family sword.
You can have Steve use the sword.
Wait, we'll determine that after seeing his stat block. Wait,
Yeah.
if he needs it.
Oh my God. I am literally renaming a white to Steve right now and giving him player access to him.
Lord Steve. He is the lord of his own family, right? Or Knight Steve.
Oh.
What do you be called? Sir Steve?
Sir Steve.
Now, we do also apparently have 3 sets of noble clothing from somewhere.
Oh, that's from when we were doing the weather quest there on the yacht.
No, it's before that.
Is it before that?
Sir Steve.
We will give Steve a set of clothes.
I mean, I could just mend his current clothes and so that it looks new, but like good as new again.
Go ahead and ignore all the main text. This is a modified stat block.
I'm actually gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and mend all of his clothing and his armor and stuff like that so it looks good as new. Like it was back in the day.
Okay,
I'll
so
do it.
he
I'll
is
do that.
essentially a white with max HP, so 68 HP.
Oh, it's a 6.
He has 3 multi-attack as opposed to just the 1, and he does not have sunlight sensitivity.
See, I thought they had sunlight sensitivity.
Right, I took it off for the Hunt Lord so they could hunt during the daytime. So Steve would be happy to tell you the story of their lives. They were a family of hunters, extended family, of course, a family that took care of Noenar's Hold and the keep, the Hunter's Keep, for centuries. Their family presided over it until their line ended. I forget exactly why. There's a whole thing for it here, but their line ended, and rather than see the place fall unprotected, they made a deal with some rather unscrupulous characters for essentially immortality. They and their horses cannot be killed unless, of course, you meet the specific circumstances, which you all kind of sussed out already. But they can't be killed, and they basically watch over this place. There's been a lot of rumors that sprung up about the place, about them attacking randomly, but what the rumors don't say is that they don't kill people unless they can tell that the people are highwaymen, robbers, mean the village any harm. There are rumors that people that have tried to leave Nonar's Hold have been hunted down and killed by the Hunt Lords. Those rumors are not true. There's been rumors that any villager caught outside after dark will be killed. Those rumors are not true. things like that. Just a lot, a lot of rumors get sprung up around a bunch of undead creatures riding undead horses throughout the night, hunting things down. The hunt lords themselves, though, are rather, I don't want to say benevolent, but not malevolent.
Did they? I didn't remember their bludgeoning piercings, their non-magic thing coming up during the fight. Was that implemented, or
It was.
did you remove that? Oh, I didn't mean to click that.
It was. I think I just forgot to say anything.
Oh, okay.
I don't think anybody has non-magic stuff, right?
Well, Dandy does.
Dandy doesn't have a magical
her
weapon
great
yet.
axe is
These javelins.
her great axe is she has one silvered axe and one +1 great axe.
Okay.
Right, but she was throwing javelins.
Yeah, just normal javelins.
Honestly, with the way you guys were wailing on them, I wasn't really that worried about it. Yeah, you all literally had them backed into a corner and unable to take actions. So
Why would we fight them outside when we could do that?
yeah, I mean, they would have the way that they would have approached this is you would have been able to see old traps that were set up out there, so you could come up with ideas for ways to trap them and things like that. They would have given you a couple hours head start. They're telling you this in case you ever do want to come back and give them another go. They said to give them a year before coming back to train and get themselves ready. Steve, of course, does tell you all that he will fight against you when the time comes. But until then...
Oh, and something funny is happening with the giants. If you should see giants moving through your terrain, you should try to dispatch them.
The Hunt Lords thank you for that information and have, for the most part, ignored the giants unless they came directly into here. They say that they don't really see anything other than hill giants in this area, but they will be sure to dispatch them with haste if they see any coming into the area.
There's a hierarchy for giants, and it is broken.
One of them steps forward. We'll say Sir Reginald steps forward and nods and says, "Yes, the ordning. You say it is broken."
Indeed.
What do you know of this ordering?
Well, as your friend here mentioned, it is the hierarchy of the giants, bound by their god. If the ordning is broken, that would mean that their god, the god of giants, has forsaken them or turned his back on them, or perhaps is displeased with them. It's very disturbing. With the ordning broken, the giants will be vying for power against one another. They'll be fighting amongst themselves, and he kind of gets quiet for a moment and says, "Giants at war with one another, some of the most callous and uncaring beings I have ever witnessed."
All the more reason why we must be vigilant and we must find a stop to this if we can. Which is why we're setting out on an adventure, and it's sure to be a very promising and adventurous one. It is Sir Steve, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy watching every bit of it.
Steve nods. He says, "I am honored to accompany you all, and I again thank you for the opportunity to get out and see the world once more. There aren't many who would extend such an offer to one such as myself."
You seem like an honest person in your past life. It'd be a shame to not let you see the world again once more.
That, and there are at least a few of us who have rather complicated relationships with that barrier between life and death.
Speaking of which, this would probably be a good time to use my magical tinkering to potentially create some special disguises for you while you're not in the specific settlement, since some people might fear an undead walking among us. So he's gonna reach in his bag, take some time using magical tinkering to make a mask for him.
Okay, cool.
A human human mask they can see out of perfectly, and I'll
Yeah.
make like a breathing sound as well. Yes, and basically to make him sound, or at least sound human, and or it's believable enough that if someone looked at him, they would think he's just another person.
Did you just turn Steve into Vader?
It just turns deep into Vader.
Yeah, do that just so it simplifies things later on instead of having like a white rock running around with us.
That's fine. These are very aesthetic. We'll say that the
Mhm.
clothes also serve as the mask, so it's only technically one effect. It's fine.
Right.
You can just have the clothes breathing.
Especially when it comes to aesthetic things like this. This is one of the main parts where I'm just totally willing to just like toss the rules out when it's just purely aesthetic things.
And considering the fact my character does have proficiency with disguise kits and has one, he's more than happy to help out and give pointers on this thing as well.
All
Perfect.
right.
Yeah, does Steve pass as like a person at the moment?
He does. He does surprisingly. As long like he's dressed nicely, has a mask on. Yeah. He says that even given a few days to recuperate and get himself put back together, he could even stand up straight again.
Doesn't even need a wedding dress.
All right. So, with the blessing of the Hunt Lords, their reward bestowed upon you, your new squire, a prisoner in tow. We'll go ahead and call it a session there.